Hello and welcome to today's edition of the News in Brief. In the headlines, Tamale Health workers to go on strike Friday over unpaid allowances. Graphic and Access Bank signed MOU to support SMEs in the country. Prosecution witness alleges ex-CEO of COCOBOD took 25,000 Ghana cedis bribe. And a Level-300 student dies after being assaulted by boyfriend. News in Brief is brought to you by.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
And now the news in brief. Frontline health workers at the Tamale Teaching Hospital are to go on strike from Friday, March 12, 2021 over unpaid allowances. They are also unhappy. They have no idea when they can also take the COVID-19 vaccine.
The workers, after a meeting with the management of the hospital, complained of not receiving their 50% basic salary allowances as promised by President Akufo-Addo to health workers. They said they are unhappy for how they have been treated in spite of being part of frontline workers in the fight against COVID-19.
The managing director of the Graphic Communications Group Limited, Mr. Ato Afo, wants the African continent to leverage indigenous knowledge to ensure SPD development.
Speaking in Accra during the signing of an MOU between Graphic and Access Bank for the maiden edition of the Graphic Access Bank SME Clinic, he said there is so much knowledge that sits in some pockets of the continent that should be leveraged across borders.
There's so much knowledge that sits in some pockets of the continent that we should be leveraging across borders. It is not always up to us to go and find something from Europe or the North American continents to export into Africa. We understand Africa. You understand Africa. You've been working here, you know how Africa works, how Africa thinks, how Africa behaves, how Africa sleeps, and how Africa does business. Why don't we be the ones pioneering some of these initiatives so that others would also come back and learn from us?
For his part, the group head of business banking at the Access Bank, Mr. Kafu Ibimpe, indicated that the SME sector is one of the critical sectors of the economy to help improve the GDP of the country.
The critical sector, which is the nerve center of the economy, as people say, is the SME sector. We know how they contribute to the GDP of the country. We know the contribution to employment generation in the economy. Therefore, our priorities are not misplaced at all.
The investigator in the trial of former COCOBOD CEO Dr. Stephen Opuni and businessman Seidu Agongo for alleged malfeasance, Detective Chief Inspector Thomas Prempeh Mesa, has told the court that Dr. Opuni received a 25,000 Ghana cedis bribe from Mr. Agongo.
Chief Inspector Mesa, who is the 7th prosecution witness, said Agongo in his caution statement to the police admitted giving the money to Dr. Opuni to help him cater for the needy. He was answering questions during cross-examination by lawyer for Opuni, Mr. Samuel Pujo, on Thursday. Chief Inspector Mesa disagreed with counsel, who had said that Dr. Opuni rather gave Agongo the 25,000 cedis to be paid into Dr. Opuni's account.
The police in the Upper East region have given residents of Bilinsa community a 24-hour ultimatum to cover unauthorized trenches they have dug across the Sandema-Chuchulinga road. The deep trenches have rendered portions of the road impassable as motorists struggle to maneuver their way.
The residents claim they dug the trenches as a result of an accident that occurred on that stretch of the road on Monday, March 8, 2021. However, the Public Affairs Officer of the Regional Police Command, ASP David Fianco-Ochre, said the action by the community members poses grave danger to motorists and commuters. He advised them to rather channel their grievances to the appropriate agencies to ensure that a decent speed ramp is constructed on the road.
In our final story, a 31-year-old Level-300 student of the Evangelical Presbyterian University College, Elizabeth Akpalu, has died after she was allegedly assaulted by her boyfriend.
According to the Public Relations Officer of the Volta Region Police, Prince Dupache, Ms. Akpalu died in the early hours of Monday, March 8, after being assaulted by the boyfriend Philip Caesar. Caesar is said to be a deputy director of the Youth Employment Agency at Akachi North.
So the Regional Police Command had information from the old teaching hospital on Monday, very early in the morning, about the death of a student of EP University who apparently was sent to the hospital on Sunday about 4 p.m. and who passed on in the early hours of Monday. That is a subject of inquiry. And so the command has initiated investigation into that incident. Currently, bits and pieces of information that we have picked from the student's domain and some other individuals suggest that this student had suffered assault from his boyfriend. Well, currently we have picked that boyfriend and he is in our custody assisting our investigation.
Thank you for watching. We will see you again tomorrow with another edition. Stay safe and protect yourself from COVID-19. For more news, visit graphic.com.gh or log on to Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at Graphic GH. I am Juliet Echansafo.